Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So in the last class, we have started OS layers. In that OS layers, so far we completed 3 layers. One is layer number 7, that is application layer. Layer number 6, presentation layer. Layer number 5, that is session layer. And we are in between, okay, layer number 4, that is transport layer. It's not completed yet. Okay. So what is the importance of transport layer? It will provide end-to-end communication without any errors or free control, and also with flow control as well. Along with that one, it will provide segmentation also. So that is the importance of transport layer. So there are 3 features it will do. One is segmentation, one is error free control or without any errors. Third one is flow control. So what is meant by error control? Basically, whenever user A or user B is sending any message or maybe source to destination, any message it is going on, in that scenario, so respect to destination will reach in meaningful way so that he will able to understand whatever source is sent it. So that is called error control. For this one, it will use segment ID and also acknowledgement number and also port number. So that is called error free control. Second one is flow control. Whatever data transfer rate it is happening between two devices or two peer devices or in between source and destination, data transfer rate will be either maximize or minimize based on the maximum transfer rate. That is called flow control. So third one is segmentation. So segmentation is nothing but converting the larger chunks of the data into smaller chunks of the data. Otherwise, bigger data into smaller data. That is called segmentation. So what is the data format in the TCP layer? One is segment and second one is datagram. Okay, TCP and also UDP is a two protocols will fall under transport layer. TCP will use segments and UDP will use datagrams. Okay, and also we have couple of attacks will fall under transport layer. Most of the case flooding category. Whenever we will say flooding category, most of the case it is like a sending the so many requests. Sending the so many requests, finally, whatever our destination or targeted mission is there, it will crash or either it will damage or maybe it will be unavailable. That is called flooding category. So if I want to give practical scenario, whenever our exam results will be out, that be bachelor of degree or masters of degree or maybe any examinations results will be out, first 1 hour or 2 hour time period we cannot able to access the respective server wherever our examination results are uploaded. What is the reason behind this one? There are so many requests respect to students, they will give the server and server is not able to capable to respond back to every student whatever examination results they want to check it. Okay, whenever we are referring flooding category, so sending the so whatever baseline it is defined, so crossing that particular baseline, finally server or application or database is unavailable. That particular request may be millions or billions of the request. I will give one more example scenario, flooding category. Your weighing capacity is only nothing but weight lifting capacity, only 50 kilos. Your maximum capacity of weightlifting is 50 kilos. But if I'm giving 100 kilos, whether you are able to do the weightlifting, impossible, right? So you cannot able to weightlift 100 kilos because your maximum capacity is only 50 kilos. Same thing here also. Whatever server or database maximum capacity we define, if it is providing more request to whatever baseline it is formed, server is not able to handle those many requests. Finally, server or application or database will become crash or maybe unavailable or maybe so damage. So that category of the attacks we can call it as a flooding category. So attacker will use, there are different scenarios of the flooding category of the attacks. One is sync flood. Nothing but attacker will set so many synchronization requests. So second one is a TCP flood. Attacker will send so many TCP flood requests to the respective targeted machine or server or database or application. Finally, it is unavailable. So UDP. So attacker will send the so many flooding of the UDP request finally. So server is unavailable. In the similar way, DOS. DOS means denial of service. DDoS means distributed denial of service. So denial means rejection. Off means off. Service means service. Whatever service we are trying to access. So that rejection of service or service is unavailable. That is called DOS attack. So DDoS attack meaning here multiple attackers they will try to target single server. That is called DDoS, distributed. So many. Whenever we are saying single means single person or single attacker. Distributed meaning here so many, more than one. That is called distributed. Okay. So ARP flooding here. So attacker what he will do? Attacker will compromise switch and he will send the dummy frames of the MAC flood related attacks. That is called ARP flooding attack. That we can discuss later. It's a part of network and cyber attacks. Okay. So what is the next concept in the transport layer? TCP three-way handshake. It is one of the very important interview question, guys. Most of the interviews they will ask this particular question. So even day before yesterday, one of the interview question, this is related to TCP three-way handshake. So what is mean by TCP three-way handshake? Example, maybe I want to transfer money to my family member or maybe my friend or maybe my relation and so on. Or maybe I don't know one of the TCS address or Wipro address or Accenture address in Hyderabad location. So for suppose, so I will go to Google now. I will type TCS Gachibowli address. So TCS Gachibowli address I am giving here. Now it is showing the different types of Gachibowli address. Synergy Park. So that is opposite to Triple IT Park or maybe opposite to DLF Park. Okay. So there TCS Synergy Park is located. Now what is the query I given here or what is the question I given here? TCS Gachibowli address. Now I am a user or now I am a client. Now I'm a user or client. Now I requested to the Google server stating that I don't know about TCS Gachibowli address. So for that particular scenario, I will use synchronization request. Synchronization request. First connection establishment, whatever client and server it is showing. So that is called sync request. So this client mission, nothing but my web browser. And this is server, example, Google server. So what is the first request I provided here? Synchronization request is one of the flag basically. It is one of the flag related to TCP. So now, so connection is initiated. It's not completed yet. It's not completed yet. So I asked TCS Gachibowli address. So I initiated the connection between my laptop to the backend Google server so that Google server will provide so and so TCS Gachibowli address. Now what Google server will validate whatever query I given here. So it will validate and it will check where exactly TCS Gachibowli is available. Okay. Now based on that particular query or question or maybe issue, whatever I given, it will come back different types of solutions or results. So it is showing as a TCS Synergy Park. For this one, backend Google server will respond back with synchronization plus acknowledgement. Nothing but whatever query we given, it will provide the answers to that particular query. Now, finally, my web browser of the wherever I'm trying to access as a client machine, it will respond back with acknowledgement. Okay, so synchronization plus acknowledgement and acknowledgement. In between client and server, total for connection establishment purpose, it using three ways. One is synchronization, one is synchronization plus acknowledgement, and third one is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is nothing but feedback. Feedback. What is feedback? For suppose maybe Flipkart or maybe Swiggy, maybe Amazon, or maybe and so on, any other apps. You order something. So the delivery come to you. Once the delivery will come, now So the delivery boy will come to our house and he will deliver the respective courier, whatever we ordered. So after delivering that particular courier, he will ask either OTP or can you do sign? That is nothing but acknowledgement. Okay. So this is total in between client and server connection establishment using TCP protocol. It is happening in 3 ways. That's why this is called TCP three-way handshake. Okay. One is synchronization request for connection initiation. And to get the response back from the server, synchronization plus acknowledgement. And once the response is coming back from client to server, it will use acknowledgement. So entire process it is happening 3 ways. That's why this is called TCP three-way handshake. Okay. In between client and server, so client will request synchronization request, server will respond back with synchronization plus acknowledgement, client will respond back with acknowledgement. That entire process is happening in 3 ways. That's why this is called TCP three-way handshake. So why will use TCP three-way handshake? For connection establishment between client and server. Okay, that is called TCP three-way handshake. Whenever they will ask in the interview point of view, better you can take one of the example. So right now I taken practical example. Practical example I have taken. Real-time scenario I have taken. In this scenario, you can explain. So that interview will expect, okay, this person is aware of back-end practical scenario also. Okay. So how we can define this one now? So TCP three-way handshake can be used for connection establishment. In between client and server, client will initiate connection using synchronization request, comma, server will respond back with synchronization plus acknowledgement as a feedback or maybe as a solution, whatever we are requesting query. And finally, client will respond back with acknowledgement. That entire process is happening in 3 ways. That's why this is called TCP three-way handshake. So I'm typing a little bit fast, so many errors will come. Please don't mind. Okay, that is called TCP three-way handshake. So TCP three-way handshake, what is the keywords we have to remember? One is synchronization. Second one is synchronization plus acknowledgement. And third one is acknowledgement. In between client and server. So that is our TCP three-way handshake. Next one is TCP two-way handshake. So TCP two-way handshake, why we'll use for connection closure or connection termination. So connection closure or connection termination. So here it will use 2 different types of logs for TCP two-way handshake. Those two are, one is finish, FIN. Second one is acknowledgement. Okay. So I'll open diagrams as well simultaneously. So I'll open snipping tool. So then whatever diagram I have drawn, sorry. So this TCP three-way handshake, I will go back to diagrams. Okay. So coming back now. So TCP two-way handshake, same thing here also in between client, nothing but our end user to the backend server. You can see whatever server I pasted here. This is called web server. That's why you can see internet. This is internet symbol basically. So in this server, you can see some of the sky is there. That sky is called internet symbol basically. Okay. So like this is called internet or cloud. So now coming back here. So in between server and client, so server will respond back with finish flag, either connection termination or connection closure. And client will respond back with acknowledgement. This is backend process. We cannot see anything front end. Did you say thank you to Google server as a feedback? No, it's a completely backend server, backend concept otherwise. So now in between, okay, client and server. So server will initiate with finish flag and client will respond with acknowledgement. Couple of times whenever your data is not on, mobile data or maybe Wi-Fi data. So we can, whenever you are trying to access any of the website or any of the application or any of the app and so on. So service is unavailable. Page cannot be displayed. The page cannot be displayed. This is the error message we will get. What is the reason behind this one? Connection termination or connection closure. In between client and server, it will finish flag and acknowledgement flag for connection termination or acknowledgement. So practical scenario is the page cannot be displayed or maybe connection is already completed. There are no other packets client will send it to the server. That is the last packet. That is the last packet. Example, maybe you want to transfer the money to your family members using SBI net banking or maybe using Google Pay or Phone Pay or maybe HDFC net banking or ICICI net banking and so on. In that scenario, you transfer the money. After that, what you will do? Log out. What is in the log out here? Connection is closer. There are no other packets client is sending to the server. That is the last packet. So that last packet, what we can say? Finish. FIN means finish. So SYN means synchronization. ACK means acknowledgement. FIN means finish. ACK means acknowledgement. Okay. So how we can define this one now? So in between client and server, server will initiate finish flag and client will respond back with acknowledgement for, sorry. In between client and server, server will initiate FIN flag for connection closure and client will respond back with acknowledgement flag. The entire process is happening in two ways. That is called, this is called whatever it may be, TCP two-way handshake. So TCP three-way handshake is for connection establishment. TCP two-way handshake is for connection closure or connection termination. So far, we discussed about three flags. One is synchronization flag, one is acknowledgement flag, one is finish flag. There are three other flags we are going to discuss about in future. Those flags are reset flag, urgent flag, push flag. This is also entire question. How many TCP flags we have? Total 6 flags we have. One is synchronization, acknowledgement, finish, urgent, push, and reset. So these are the 6 flags as per the OSI layers. Okay, these 6 flags, enabling means equal to 1, disabling means equal to 0. Enabling means equal to 1. So disabling means equal to 0. That is the true condition. Okay. So that is about TCP 3-way handshake and TCP 2-way handshake. Then what is TCP 5-way handshake? So TCP 5-way handshake is a Mindtree and Capgemini inter-equation. Mindtree and Capgemini inter-equation. Combination of connection establishment and connection closure. Meaning here, TCP 5-way handshake equivalent to TCP 3-way handshake plus TCP 2-way handshake. If I'm combining these together, we can call it as TCP 5-way handshake. Okay, so that is about TCP 3-way handshake, TCP 2-way handshake, and TCP 5-way handshake. Out of these 5, yes.
Sir, here, which handshake we will use, sir?
Which concept? What do you mean by which concept?
Not concept. Which handshake we will use? TCP 5 or 2 or 3-way?
TCP 3-way. TCP 3-way. Whenever you are trying to access any website or any application or any server, always we will use TCP 3-way handshake. Even TCP 2-way handshake also we will use. Once your work will complete, we will log out. There are no other packets are there. So I can say for your answer or for your question, TCP 5-way handshake. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir. Why I'm asking? The TCP 5-way handshake means the combination of TCP 5-way and 2-way. If we will use TCP 5-way, then why we have to use TCP 3?
No, TCP 5-way handshake we will use. Yeah, connection establishment, we are calling it TCP 3-way handshake. What about connection closer? So don't you close out your session? Once you are logging out your particular Facebook or YouTube or Google and so on, don't you close your web browser? Don't you switch down your system? That is called connection closer only. Yeah. Last packet, whatever you are sending, that is called TCP 2-way handshake basically.
TCP 5-way handshake means the combination of connection establishment and closer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. If we will use TCP 5-way handshake, is it enough?
Yes, it is enough. So basically we'll use TCP 5-way handshake. You are right. So TCP 5-way handshake we will use for both establishment for closure. So we'll use this one regularly. Yeah, you are right.
Yes, sir. Why I'm asking this? If we are installing TCP 5-way handshake, there is no need to install separately TCP 5-way.
Yeah, there is no need to. Yeah, yes, correct. It's as I said, it's a completely back-end process. We cannot see front-end anything here. So did I see anything here? Whatever Google is responding back, and also Google is given back to feedback as a thank you so very much. Whatever address you provided to me, did I say to thank you to Google server? It's a completely back-end process. So you are right. Coming back to your question, yes, we'll use TCP 5-way handshake altogether.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So coming back in this entire thing, Salesforce company, Mindtree company, Capgemini company, TCS company, Guidehouse company, every company very, 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 very popular interview question is TCP 3-way handshake. Even couple of interviews. So before calling to the, before they are processing your resume and to the hiring manager, whoever they want to recruit as a security analyst. So our HR team itself, they will ask couple of questions. Okay, talent acquisition team is also called a HR team. So those people also, they'll make top maybe 5 to 6 questions. In that 5 to 6 questions, maybe one of the question is related to CIA triad. One of the questions is related to vulnerability, threat, and risk. One of the question is related to TCP 3-way handshake. One of the question is related to symmetric cryptography and asymmetric cryptography. So that's why these basics are very important. If you don't give the answer in the HR round itself, whenever consulting company they are calling to you, so they will not shortly, they will not process your resume at all. Be careful in this one also. Why? Because so if your okay, whatever resume they are forwarding to our hiring manager, so in case HR team they are not technically strong, if they provided wrong CV to the hiring manager, time waste to for us if it is match, if it is not matching to our profile, time waste for the even hiring manager also. That is the reason initial screening will be done by talent acquisition team or HR team itself. So basically HR team, they will ask all these are basic questions only. They will not at all go in-depth analysis. So this is very important question, guys. TCP three-way handshake. As I said, whenever you are explaining this particular TCP three-way handshake, please take one of the practical or real-time scenario. Take example net banking, or take example WhatsApp message, take example Facebook message, or take example right now whatever I given, okay, Google address verifying and so on. Everywhere we use TCP protocol. Okay, that's all about overall TCP three-way and two-way handshake. Next one is a difference between TCP and UDP. Difference between TCP and UDP. So here TCP layer table is becoming very extensive. So what I will do, I'll create one more sheet. So here I will put definitions. OSI layer definitions. So what I will do here, left hand side I will put TCP and right hand side I will put UDP. So TCP is a connection establishment protocol, but UDP is a connection less oriented protocol. Connection establishment protocol and UDP is a connection less protocol. Okay. So example in this scenario, for TCP three-way handshake, feedback is there and acknowledgement is there. But UDP said there is no acknowledgement, there is no feedback. There is no acknowledgement, there is no feedback. TCP is a connection oriented protocol. UDP is a connection less oriented protocol. Okay, we can see now. So I given already hint also. Connection oriented, connection less oriented protocol. Now you have to give the answer. What is the difference between TCP and UDP? I given hint also already. So left hand side I'll put TCP. Right hand side I'll put UDP. Yes, please.
Call is recording or not? Not recording. Yes.
So TCP and UDP. So what is TCP full form, guys? What is TCP full form? What is the first difference?
Transmission control protocol.
Transmission control protocol. What about UDP?
User datagram
protocol.
Okay. Perfect. This is also important interview question. So second difference. Second difference.
Connection.
Connection and connections.
Oriented.
Connection oriented protocol. Yeah.
Yeah, and connectionless protocol.
Yeah. Connection oriented protocol. Yeah. Connection less oriented protocol or connectionless protocol. Third one.
TCP secure.
TCP is secure. What about UDP?
It's not that secure.
UDP not secure.
It's not like that.
Yes.
After connection is establishment, then only UDP protocol we can use. I will give you example also. Any other?
Acknowledgement segment is there.
Perfect answer. Acknowledgement or feedback will be there.
There is
What
no
about UDP?
acknowledgement. There is
Yeah,
no
there is no acknowledgement. What about fourth one?
TCP does not support broadcasting.
TCP does not support broadcasting. Whether UDP will support broadcasting?
Sir.
Not
No.
like that. Wrong.
No.
TCP flow control.
TCP?
Flow control.
Flow control. What is mean by flow control? So TCP is a flow control in between two devices. It will do data transfer rate. UDP also flow control. I'll explain why it is UDP control flow control. Any other main difference you are not saying?
Segments and
Yeah, that is perfect answer. Data
UDP
format is
segments.
segments. What is here? Data format is
Datagrams.
datagrams. That's what I'm expecting. Which one is faster out of these two?
TCP is faster.
TCP is faster. Are you sure?
UDP is the faster, sir.
UDP is faster. Why? Because there is no connection. What is TCP?
It is slower, sir.
Slower than
TCP is slower.
UDP.
Slower than
slower.
UDP.
Yeah. So now, yeah, these are all main differences, guys. This is more than sufficient. Now, TCP scan and UDP scan. What is the difference with TCP scan and UDP scan? So why UDP scan is very difficult? What is the reason? Why UDP scan is very difficult?
Connectionless.
Yes, that's right answer. So it's a connection less. That's why UDP scan is very difficult. In between client and server, connection will not establish, and it will, if connection will not establish, how we can scan it? How we can scan? So always, whenever if you want to scan anything, so we need a targeted mission. Example, if we are going to CT scan, so without human being, whether they will do entire body scan, whether it is possible? Without human being, whether they will do CT scan and they will provide the results?
No.
Yes, it's not possible. Same thing here. So if we are providing the selection of the target, selection of target is like a human body. So in this scenario, like a server or network or application or cloud and so on. Okay, this is day before yesterday entire question. Why UDP scan is very difficult? Because it is a connectionless oriented protocol. It will not use any ping command. It will not use ICMP protocol and so on. Okay. So they will ask indirectly also. Example, accessing any website or server or database or end user system, all these are TCP connections only. Now coming back, UDP said most of the cases drive-by downloads. What meant drive-by downloads meaning here? Remember this one, drive-by downloads. When you say drive-by downloads, downloading the files from the internet. Any file that may be .pdf file, that may be .exe file, that may be YouTube movie and so on. Okay, once connection is established, completed, UDP protocol will work. Example, Skype video call. WhatsApp video call. Drive-by downloads of movie. All these will come under, okay, UDP. Now, so one of the server or protocol, it will use both the connections. Enter a question. So one of the server or protocol, it will use both the connections. So what is that connection or what is that server? What is that protocol? What is that server? UST global entry question, Optive entry question, Mindtree and Capgemini entry question. I am repeating once again. One of the server or one of the protocol, it will support both the TCP and UDP connections. So what is that server name or what is that protocol name? Anyone?
DNS.
Perfect. DNS server. So note I am giving here. One of the server or protocol, it will support both TCP and UDP connections. So what is that server or protocol name? What the answer? DNS, domain name system or domain name server. And also one more question I will ask. What is the port number for TCP and UDP? Anyone? So what is the support number for TCP and UDP? It depends which context interviewer is asking. Whether he is asking about the web browsing level, whether he's expecting on the virtual terminal level, whether he's expecting about the messaging protocol level, whether he is expecting about the so any other IP address classifications wise, or whether he's expecting any about secure way of communication, it depends. We cannot give the answer. What is the port number for TCP and UDP? It depends. Whatever context we are using. So in that scenario, in case if they will ask, you have to say if it is web browsing, HTTP is 8, HTTPS is 443. So if it is virtual terminal through remotely, if you want to try to access any of the server or any of the system, RDP 3389, SSH port number 22. This is the way how you have to give the answer. It depends. Okay. So that is about difference between TCP and UDP. Okay. Now,
I have one question, sir. Little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The TCP means the connection, and
Yeah.
UDP means connectionless. But here you are given the example of Skype video call and WhatsApp video call. We are connecting through Skype or WhatsApp, whatever it is. This connection belongs to TCP or WhatsApp.
So first, after connection will be established using TCP, then only UDP will be established.
That is what
then
I'm
only
saying.
So after connection will be established, then only UDP protocol will work.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, UDP will not work. Without TCP,
UDP
Yes.
is not work.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's a very good question, very logical question also. So that is about difference between TCP and UDP. So far, these two questions are very, very important, guys. Encryption and decryption will come under which layer? Encryption and decryption will come under which layer?
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer. Encoding and decoding.
Presentation.
Presentation layer. Authentication and authorization.
It's also
Session.
presentation.
Session layer.
Session layer. DNS will come under which layer?
Transport.
Transport layer.
Only transport? Only transport?
Application.
Application also.
Application layer.
Yeah.
DNS we discussed already, you can see here. Don't confuse, it will take some time. That's why wantedly I'm confusing you. In this way, in the interview panel also, they'll confuse you. Okay. So as I said, we can make 1,000+ interview questions dedicated to OSI layers. Next layer is, what is next layer? Anyone? We discussed already. Layer number 3. What is layer number 3?
Network layer.
Yes, network layer. What is the example device of network layer? Example device of network layer. Example device of network layer.
Router.
Router, yes. So it will provide path determination, logical address, and routing in between source and destination. So it will provide path determination, logical address, and also routing in between source and destination. So what is meant by path determination? What is meant by logical address? What is meant by routing? We are going to discuss now. So path determination meaning here, choosing the best and shortest route. Choosing the best and shortest route. That is called path determination. Example, maybe, everybody is from Andhra or some other state people is there in this particular training?
Yeah, I'm from Delhi.
Okay, you are from Delhi. Okay, example from Delhi to Hyderabad. If you want to come, what are the different routes are there? Almost. What are the different routes are there?
You can take flight. You can take railways.
Okay, no, I'm not asking about how the communicate. Commute.
Okay.
I'm not asking about commute way. What are the
Okay.
different routes are there? So
The
one
routes-
is, yeah, routes. One is
Railways,
maybe,
roadways,
sorry.
Delhi to NCR.
railways, roadways, and airways.
Yeah, so airways, bus fares, trains, and so on. That's correct. So always, yeah, you are right. Everybody is right. So maybe so from Delhi to once again Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh, sorry, Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra, Maharashtra to once again Karnataka, Karnataka to Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, and so on. That is one route. So maybe once again, okay, Gujarat to once again Hyderabad. Maybe Kolkata to once again Hyderabad. There are different routes are there based on the different types of flights, based on the different types of routes, based on the different types of connecting flights, and so on. Okay. So whether which route you will choose always? Which route you will
Shortest
choose?
one.
Shortest.
Shortest route you will choose. Why you will choose shortest route?
It's time consuming. Time.
Exactly. It's time consuming. Even same thing is applicable to here also. In between source and destination, if any packet is traversing or traveling, always it will choose shortest route or best route. That is called path determination. That is called path determination. Choosing the best or shortest route. How, okay, so which device will support the shortest route? Okay, as a human being, we'll come to know based on our respective distance wise and based on our search wise. So which one is shortest route? So, but which device will support for choosing the shortest route? Router.
Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Map and also route. That is based on the, okay. So our distance wise. Coming back in the packet wise, it will use router or router otherwise. Whatever kilometers or miles. Okay. So we will represent in the kilometers or miles, the distance. In the similar way, router will use measure of administrative distance, AD. Whatever I am discussing, everything CCNA concepts. CCNA, CCNP, CCIE. CCNA, CCNP, routing and switching, CCIE, routing and switching. That's what topics I am discussing now. Okay. So here router has one of the measurement. That measurement is called administrative distance, similar to like our kilometers or miles. So in between source and destination, always router will choose the shortest administrative distance path. That is called path determination. I will give practical example also. So here now, choosing the shortest path or best route. That is called path determination. I'll go to now here, this particular draw.io. Then I will go to routers, Cisco routers. So router symbol is this one. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, this is the router symbol. So why I'm choosing router only? Because so example network layer device is router. Example network device layer, okay, device is router. Inter question. Router will come under which layer? What is the layer name?
Network.
Yes, network layer. So now example, so here, okay, source. Here 3 routers are there. So finally destination. So here one more router. So here 2 routers are there. So now I will provide the connection establishment. So example, this one is can consider Hyderabad. So the example, this one you can consider Bangalore or Chennai, whatever it may be. So here one more router. Here one more router or router otherwise. Here one more router. So here also one more router. Here also one more router. Here also one more router. So only Andhra and Telangana people is aware of Hyderabad to Bangalore distance. Or more, just you can think about this one. So now Hyderabad to Bangalore. So here example, this is source. So this is destination. So this is router 1. Every device in the organization level has a logical address, nothing but IP address and also MAC address, including your mobile, laptop, MacBook, workstation, desktop, server, every device, printer, and so on. So this is router 1. This is router 2. This is router 3. This is router 4. This is router 5. In the similar way, router 6, router 7. So here every address, every router has, as I said, I will not put MAC address now. So because it will take a lot of time, 10.10.10.1. Here 10.10.10.2. So 10.10.10.3. So why I'm putting only 10 series? Because 10 series is a private IP address range. 10 series, 172.16 series, 192.168 series is private IP address range. So 4 is completed now. So this is 10.10.10.5. So this is 10.10.10.6. This is 10.10.7. So not only IP address, even MAC address also will be there. IP address is 32-bit because it's a 32, it's IPv4 we are using now. So MAC address is a 48-bit. Now, what is the first route? What is the first route, guys? Route 1. Anyone?
R6, R7, R5.
So R6, R7,
R5, sir.
R5. That's all. What about R1?
Sorry,
You are
R1,
neglecting.
R6, R7, R5, sir.
Yes. So R1. So
R6,
R6,
R7,
R7,
R5.
R5. Right. What is route 2? What about route 2?
R1,
R1, R2,
R1,
R3, R4, R5.
Right. So route 2 is R1, R2, R3, R4, and R5. So everywhere, as I said, administrative distance similar to equivalent to kilometers or miles. So example here, administrative distance may be 10, or maybe here 15, or maybe here 20. So here 25. So that is the measurement in the routing level. So here also once again 10, 15, 20. So what is the administrative distance in route 1? How much?
Route
45.
10 plus 15 plus 20. How much? 45.
45.
What about this one? Route 2.
70.
Yeah, which one is shortest path now?
45.
Yeah, route 1 is smartest distance. Yeah, smallest distance. Yeah. So now route 1 is the shortest distance. So packet, whenever it is traversing from source to destination, it will use the route 1, R1, R6, R7, and also R5. So every router, so this is one route. This is called routing now. This one routing. So what is the definition I provided? A path determination, choosing the shortest path or best route. Already we came to know that what is shortest route. In this one is route 1 is shortest route. Coming back is routing. What is routing? What is the source to destination path? How many routers are used in between? That is called routing. Okay. So this is example one routing part. This is another routing part. Okay. So routing, how we can define?
Number of routers used.
Yeah. Number of routers used in between source to destination via route. So that is called routing. So Third one is logical address. Every router has one of the logical address or virtual address. That address we can call it as logical address. Every router has virtual address is called as logical address. It is not a fixed one. It is not a physical address. So example device. What is example device? What is example device? Example device, guys.
IP address.
Device, I said.
Router.
Router. Router. Sorry if I'm rude. Sorry, apologies. Example device is router. Okay. So next one is it will use. Okay. So ARP protocol. What is ARP protocol? Example protocol is IP protocol and also ARP protocol. What is IP protocol? What is IP protocol full form?
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol.
Yes. What is ARP protocol?
Address resolution protocol.
What it will do?
It will convert layer 3 attacks to layer 2.
Yes. So now ARP will come under which layer? ARP will come under which layer?
Network layer.
Yes. All these are interior questions, guys. All these are interior questions. Okay. Coming back here. So data format is IP packets. Every packet contains. What every IP packet contains? Anyone?
Source IP, destination IP.
That's perfect. That is called IP header. And second part is?
Payload.
Yes, payload, right. Every IP packet contains IP header and payload in short, not full-fledged. In short, basically, if you are going for IP packet, so this is the full architecture diagram. Okay, you can see image. This is the basically full architecture diagram of IP packet. So version, what is meant by version here? IPv4, IPv6. Okay, next one is IHL, internet header length. Next one is TOS, time of service. Next one is total length. So next one is identification. Next one is flags, IP flags. Next one is fragmentation offset. Next one is TTL, time to live. Okay, this time to live will use ping command. Protocol, header checksum, source address, destination address, options and data. This is entire IP packet, guys. But in short, this entire IP packet we can represent in two formats. That one is nothing but, I'll go to here. Every IP packet contains two parts in short. So that is, this is IP header. So IP header represents source IP and also destination IP. So where the packet is originating and also where the packet it has to reach. That is called source IP and destination IP. Second one is payload. What do you mean payload? Anyone? Interior question I said already. What is payload?
A piece of written message.
Yeah, piece of written message or code. Piece of written code or message. Nothing but whatever. Example, you are sending one of the email. Body of the content is called as a payload. You are sending one of the message in WhatsApp or Facebook. Whatever message you are sending, that is called payload. Piece of written code, that is called payload. Source is nothing but you and destination is nothing but me because you are sending messages to me. So that everything in short, basically full-fledged diagram is this one. In short, we can represent is this one. So meaning here up to, okay, options is called as IP header and this is called payload. Payload is nothing but data. Data or message or piece of written code. So up to here we can represent as a IP header. This is called payload. Okay, this we can discuss later once again. So coming back now, in this particular routing, every router will maintain one of the table, that table called routing table, root table. Okay, every router, it will maintain one of the table. That table we can call it as a root table or routing table. So example, so because here space is not sufficient, I will write it here. So first one is the router 1. So every router will maintain this, okay, router ID. Source IP. I'm going too much in depth, guys. Okay, don't take everything. Destination IP. Wait, whatever important is there, I will tell that one. So router ID. So here router ID is R1 example. Source IP. What is source IP here? What is source IP here? What is source IP here?
Hyderabad.
R1.
Hyderabad.
IP. Now I did not ask origin.
Yeah,
10.10.10.1.
Yes. 10.10.10.1. Destination IP. Destination IP.
10.10.10.4.
No. 10.10.4 is entire destination, but it will not go directly to here. It will goes to neighbor router. Neighbor router always. Yeah. Yes. 10.10.10.5. So this is called routing table. In this similar way, so here it will form one router table, R2 table, R3 table, R4 table, R5 table, R6 table, R7 table. Every router it will maintain one of the table. So yesterday we were discussing one of the command. Anybody remember? One of the command we remember I discussed. What is that command?
Ping command.
IP config.
No.
Ping command.
No. Ping also we discussed. One more command we discussed. So one of the person is asked ICMP protocol, why service oriented protocol? That time I given one of the command. Yesterday someone is asked why ICMP protocol is a service oriented protocol. Did you remember yesterday class?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I given one of the command name. That is also I said it's very important. Trace RT, trace root. Trace root. Did you remember trace root?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have shown in the
Trace
command.
root. Yeah. So trace root meaning here. Let me check whether it is there or not. Yeah, it is there. You can see trace rtgoogle.com I given. So trace RT meaning here in between source to destination, how many routers are there? That routers always neighbor router is called as a hop. Neighbor router or neighbor device is called as a hop as per networking terminology. As per networking terminology, hop is nothing but next router. Next router. Okay, in this scenario, yesterday I given trace root command google.com. Nothing but from my laptop, I given trace root command to google.com. In that scenario, in between my laptop to the google.com destination, whatever routers are there, all those routers information is provided here. Not only that one, even it provided how much time it will take. How much time it will take. Okay, same thing is applicable to here also. Whenever you are given trace root, so trace root from this router you are logging. Example R1 you are logging under giving trace RT to this particular router 10.10.10.4. Now this one will give R2 information, R3 information, R4 information, finally R5 information. Trace will complete. So what is trace root command importance? In between source and destination, how many routers are there? Along with that one, also it will provide how much time it will take for each and every router communication part. That is called trace route. Okay. We can
Yes, sir.
discuss into our comments later. So that is about overall network layer. We have so many routing protocols are there. So routing protocols are, one is RIP for routing purpose, nothing but here in between source and destination, we will use so many routing protocols for administrative distance measurement purpose, AD. So one is RIP, okay. So routing information protocol, not RIP. Okay, routing information protocol. Next one, EIGRP, extended interior gateway protocol. Next one is OSPF, open shortest path first. Next one is BGP, border gateway protocol. Next one is static route. Next one is dynamic route. Okay, even we have IGRP also, IGRP. So one is RIP, routing information protocol, EIGRP, extended interior gateway routing protocol, OSPF, open shortest path first, BGP, border gateway protocol, static route, nothing but only one route. It will not change, it's constant route. Dynamic rate, dynamically it will change that particular route based on how many routers are there. Next one, IGRP, interior gateway routing protocol. Out of these one, very popular routing protocol is OSPF. OSPF. So what is the routing information protocol drawback? So if it is more than 15 routers are there, it will not support. 15 routers or hops. I will put hops. In between source and destination, if we have more than 15 hops are there, it will not support. What is mean by more than 15 hops? Example, consider in between R1 and R5, if it is 16 routers are there, it will not support routing information protocol. In between Hyderabad and Bangalore, R1 to R5, if 15 routers are there, so RIP protocol will not support. That is the drawback. Then which protocol we have to use in that scenario? Either we have to go with EIGRP, OSPF, or BGP. BGP dedicated to will work for the internet purpose. Internet. Every organization will use high availability internet. When you say high availability internet, one connection is example Vodafone, one connection is Airtel. So if Airtel is going down, they will continue with Vodafone. Maybe. So Airtel and also BSNL. If Airtel is going down, they'll go with BSNL. Based on the cost, based on the speed, based on the feedback and so on, they will choose two different, okay, so ISP routers. So BGP protocol always will support for internet. So more than 15 hops are there, routing protocols will not support. RIP protocol will not support. So why I'm explaining all these things now itself, these topics we are going to discuss in the Fortinet firewall or Palo Alto firewall. Fortinet firewall or Palo Alto firewall, I'm going to discuss about all these. Please remember all these. Next one, EIGRP. If our office located in a single location, that time you'll use for EIGRP. So dedicated single location. Maybe our company is existing only in California. That means it is a EIGRP protocol we'll use. Our office is located dedicated to Delhi. We'll use only EIGRP. Our office is located only in Bangalore. We'll use EIGRP. Okay, dedicated to single location. So then OSPF. What is OSPF protocol? So this is dedicated to single location. Opposite to dedicated to single location is called as anyone. Opposite dedicated to single location. Multiple location. How we can say in the technical terminology, distributed. So multiple location is also called distributed. So if distributed locations are there or multiple locations are there, we will use OSPF. Example, our office is located in the California, Singapore, Netherlands, Dubai, and India. In that scenario, we'll use OSPF. Very popular routing protocol is OSPF. Okay. So then static route. Static route we will not use because always our routing is not a constant one. Okay. So fixed route. So next one, dynamic route, it will change. Okay. IGRP, it's a part of EIGRP. Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, it's a part of EIGRP. Okay. So coming back to some of the clarification I want to do now itself. Whenever you are seeing any job description, routing protocols like a routing and switching, please don't apply. It is not at all security job. Whenever in job description, if you are seeing RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, IGRP, please don't apply. This completely will be done by network engineers. So they will take care of routing and switching. This is not our role. It is not at all security role. It is not at all security role. Why I'm pinpointing this particular thing now itself? Yesterday, one of the person without knowing anything, he applied one of the job. There they mentioned network routing clearly. And he came to me and he asked, okay, so can I attend this interview? First of all, there is no security concepts at all in the job description. How is going to crack the interview? Already in the class itself, I told you already, whenever these type of routing protocol are existing in the job description, please don't apply. But even though without checking all the job descriptions and so on, he applied the job. In case if is attended, whether he's able to crack the interview?
No.
No. Then finally what he will do? He will demotivate himself. I'm not able to crack the interview. He will become depressed. So that's why even whenever you're applying any job, please go through the each and every line of job description. It is their endpoint security, if it is available information security, if it is available vulnerability management, and also cyber security SOC operation, okay, network security, then you can apply those jobs. I'm checking, it's like ignorance. So one email will come in the Naagasuri as a Gmail notification, and they will apply this job without reading anything. Then who will suffer finally? This interview candidate will suffer, and also whoever is taking the interview. That company people also will suffer. Time waste for this particular interview candidate, time waste for that particular company organization as well. Okay, so that is about routing protocols. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow I will discuss about data link layer. Actually, I thought to complete today itself OSI layers, but I'm giving too much in-depth analysis. Too much in-depth analysis I'm giving. So tomorrow I'm going to discuss about, okay, sorry guys. So coming back here, couple of protocols, not protocols, definitions related to attacks. So what are the attacks will come? Spoofing category, IP spoofing, ARP spoofing, IP flooding, ARP flooding. So these four will come. Spoofing plus, okay, flooding category will fall under, okay, network layer. Yeah. So, and also I want to clarify some other things basically. So router will provide internet. So give me 5 minutes, another 5 minutes. I want to complete network layer. Router will provide internet. Okay. So that's why we are provide in your house. If you know, If you have the internet connectivity, you are able, you know about this one. So router will always provide internet. So without router, we cannot get the internet. It's a mandatory. So router also will provide VPN connectivity. Without router, we cannot access the VPN. So from past 3 years, it's a pandemic situation. So most of the organization, not most of the organization, every organization is provided. So work from home option. How that particular option is possible? Using VPN connectivity only. So in that scenario, what is the what is the backend process they used? Router or firewall. Router or firewall they configured. That is maybe Citrix, that may be Juniper, that may be Fortinet, that may be Cisco AnyConnect, that may be Jetscaler and so on. So first they have to connect to that particular tool. From there they have to access the Office application. So router will provide internet. Router will provide even VPN connectivity also. One more thing I want to clarify. So router is an intelligent device. Router is a intelligent device. What is meant by this one? Sorry. Router is intelligent, even switch also intelligent device. So what is meant by router is mean intelligent device. Example. So maybe one of the organization, consider this is one of the server or maybe switch. So I'll go to switch now. Give me 2 minutes. I will complete. Cisco router, Cisco switches. Yeah. So this is switch symbol. Switch symbol is this one. Router symbol is this one. So router symbol is this one and switch symbol is this one. Okay. Now this particular device is connected to one of the laptop or computer, one of the web server, web browser, one of the printer or tablet. So example, this one is considered one of the printer. So I'll give this one is a printer now. So I'll provide a couple of connectivity. So remove this one. So this router will broadcast the traffic. When you say broadcast, right now I am broadcasting the session to every student. Right now I'm broadcasting session to every student, nothing but I'm giving training to everybody. I'm providing class to everybody. That is called broadcast. Unicast. Unicast meaning here dedicatedly I'm giving training to only one person. That is called unicast. Broad means multiple people at a time. You mean single person at a time. Okay. So that is the difference between unicast and broadcast. Now, so example, this particular user wants to give printout. So now this user wants to give printout from this particular computer. Now that particular broadcast request will go to not only printer. Here is the printer. That broadcast request will go to everybody in this particular LAN network. Who are all there in the LAN network? This is one of the tablet. This is one of the web server. This is one of the printer. So switch will broadcast or router will broadcast to everybody, whoever is connected in the LAN. So that means that printer request will come to this one. The printer request will come to this one. Printer request will come to here also. Okay, so that is called broadcast. Now switch will broadcast, router will broadcast to everybody. Now, Now, so here, so printer will respond back, or maybe, okay, so printer request is going to web server, even printer request is going to printer request is going to tablet also. So now example, web browser is responding back. I am the printer, so you can forward the request to the computer or user. Whether switch will broadcast, respond back to the computer. I'm repeating once again. So this is web browser. So this is web browser. This is the printer. You can see the printer symbol also. This is tablet. Now this request came to everybody. So now, for example, so instead of printer is responding back, web browser is responding back. So I'm the printer. You can forward the request to the respective end user. Whether switch will or router will respond back to the user. I'm
No.
asking you.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, it will respond back to the user. Are you right? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
That is wrong. Intelligent device meaning here, web browser, how it will provide the printing? Web browser response is browsing of some of the applications. But this is inside wantedly, it misguiding or miscommunication. So router and switch is intelligent device. Even though web browser is responding back to the switch, switch will understand, okay, this is not a printer at all. Why this particular person is responding back? Why web browser is responding back to me? That validation will be done by router and switch. That's why this is called intelligent device.
It
That's
is
why
not
this is called,
connected directly, sir.
it will connect to every device. LAN is nothing but every device. LAN, local area network, in the organization level, it is connected to every device. If it is not connected, it will not respond back.
Web browser is didn't directly connected to the broadcast. It is connected to only switch.
It is connected, you can see broadcast. I given already arrow symbol also.
Yes,
Arrow
sir,
symbol you can see.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. I given arrow symbol to every device. Here also arrow symbol. Here also arrow symbol. Here also arrow symbol. Broadcast means request will go to everything. Everybody is connecting the LAN. Intelligent meaning here. Now example, maybe I will do one more practical or day-to-day life. Santosh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Santosh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why Santosh alone only, why he is responded back? Why Santosh only responded back? Because Santosh is the correct person. Okay, I am now thinking whether really Santosh is responding back or whether someone, Naveen, is responding back or me, Animal is responding back. I'm validating now. In this scenario, Santosh is responding back to me. Now I will act as intelligent machine or intelligent human being. That is meant by intelligent device. Whenever, even though some of the devices are misguiding, switch and router will see whether correct device is responding back or not. That validation will be done by switch and router. That is called intelligent device. Hub is not intelligent device. It will come under physical layer. Example, in this scenario, consider this is hub. This is hub, not switch or router. So now, same scenario where we are going to discuss. Web browser is responding back. I'm the printer. You can give print to the end user. Even though misleading, so that
Sir, your voice is
forward to
breaking.
the user. Hub will not be intelligent device, non-device. Yeah. Sorry, some internet connectivity issues. Apologies. So hub is a non-intelligent device. A router and switch is an intelligent device. In this scenario, if hub is there and web browser is responding back to the user, so that particular request will forward back to the user without validating anything. Hub is a non-intelligent device. Router and switch is an intelligent device. Not only that one. Example, two buildings are there in neighbor by neighbor. Two buildings are there in neighbor by neighbor, or our office is located in the two different cities, example Bangalore and Chennai, or our office is located in the two different countries, example India and also Singapore. Our office is located in two different continents, example Asia and also North America. In that scenario, router is a mandatory device. If you want to connect together two different types of LANs, router is a mandatory device. Switch will not support. Okay. If we want to connect together two LANs in two different locations, router is a mandatory device. So switch will not support, hub will not support. Which device will support? It is CCNA question. If we are going for CCNA exam, they will ask which device will support for the two different office location connectivity. They will go 4 options: load balancer, router, hub, and switch. What is the answer? What is the answer? Router. Yes.
Router.
Yeah. Within the same buildings which will support. So two different areas or locations or countries or continents, router will support. Please remember all these. So main thing is you can remember these two at least. These two are very important. Router will support internet and also router will support for VPN connectivity. VPN connectivity. So in future, we will discuss about firewall. Now itself, I am saying firewall can be deployed as a root mode. Firewall can be deployed as a root mode, nothing but router mode. Why we have to deploy as router mode? Anyone? Firewall can be deployed as a router mode. Why we have to deploy router mode? Anyone? Why we have to deploy as a root mode or router mode or an L3 mode?
We have to
Anyone?
connect. It will
Because
connect
every
it.
organization is required internet. Every organization is required internet. If we don't connect in the L3 mode or root mode or router mode, okay, we cannot connect the internet. Note I am giving. 99% of the cases, organizations will deploy firewall as a, I will ask in firewall topic, please remember this one also. Firewall as a root mode or layer 3 mode. Why? Because layer 3 mode, router will come under layer 3. That's why it is a root mode or layer 3 mode, or also called NAT mode. Network address translation. What is mean to NAT? We will discuss later in firewall. Okay. So that is about overall router. Tomorrow we'll discuss about data link layer and also physical layer. If time permits, I will start classes of IP address. Class of IP address. So once again, we'll discuss difference between router and switch. Difference between router and switch. You can write the difference between router and switch. You know already, router will come under network layer, switch will come under data link layer. Layer number 2, switch. Layer number 3, router. Okay. So now already I given almost 90% clue or hint to switch already. Okay. That is the difference between, yeah. So that is the difference between router and switch that we are going to discuss tomorrow. That's all for today, guys. Any questions do you have? I'm going too much in depth, I know that. So, but don't take it in negative way. Don't take it in negative way. I am certified CCIE, routing and switching. Also, I'm certified CCIE. I have so more than 20 certificates. All these concepts are from CCNA, CSSP, Okay, CCI, there are different books basically. So I'm not following any book. So there are different books basically. Whatever I'm teaching right now, everything from CCNA concepts. So do you have any questions?
Sir, here EIGRP is dedicated to within a single location, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. In the single location, we have multiple branches. Then it will work or not, sir?
Multiple
Branches. Then, for example,
Hmm.
we are establishing a company in Hyderabad.
No, it will not support. No, I got your question. Example, take our within a city, maybe Hyderabad you can take. Our branch offices are there in the Kokatpalli or Madhapur or high-tech city or Gachibowli and so on. It will not work.
Okay, sir. That is the one.
Yeah. Any other? Okay, guys. Thank you so much and good night. See you tomorrow.
Sir, thank you for your time, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Thanks.
Next.
Thank you, guys.